Hi, I'm Keneal.
And I'm Luke.
We're here today to talk to you about user journey mapping, which is one of the most valuable skills in the define phase of the design thinking process. And in this phase, your job as a design thinker is to really understand what is the problem that I'm trying to solve from the user's experience. So I've just explored a big problem space. I've done a bunch of user research in the empathy phase, and now I want to zoom in and get crystal clear on where am I going to invest my innovation effort and where am I going to start ideating. Before I ideate, I really need to understand the problem. This tool is really helpful.
Yeah, and so in order to really understand the problem, I want to actually map the journey that the end users and those related to the end users take to really sketch out and understand, most importantly, what are the critical pain points. Once we understand the pain points, then we can design solutions to address those pain points. So that's really the intention with this tool. So we have an example here we want to share based on some recent experience we both had landing at LAX airport and ordering a rideshare, an app-based ride. And if anybody's had this experience, they know it's ripe for pain points. Probably
We've just redone the whole entire thing, and it's quite an experience.
Yeah, this is what we would call an epic failure from a design perspective. So, so we want to map out the users. First, let's map out the rider. So the rider lands in the plane, and has is ready to get to their location. So maybe their satisfaction is right here. They're optimistic that they're going to get where they need to go. Next thing they do is they easily order a car, and this is their ordering, and then they walk to the terminal. It's a little, or to the curb through the terminal. It's a little far. Their satisfaction dips a bit, and then they're greeted with.
Go really far away.
Get in
this. You need to walk way across the airport. No matter what terminal you're in, you need to go to this one central place. And that's where every other single person is going to go. But you don't quite know what's going on. And then you go like way past the last terminal.
Yeah. And so you get on a shuttle or you walk into a very remote parking lot. And
there's a guy playing the piano.
Right. And so once you're on this shuttle, they take you to this remote area, and then you see a mass of humanity with 4 lines, 4 queues, and you, based on which app you've used, you get in a queue, whether it's a taxi or one of the other apps. And the queue is quite long, and it doesn't seem to have any order. Your satisfaction is quite low at this point. Finally, you get to the front of the queue, you give your driver a code, and he or she lets you in. And then finally, you're on your way, stuck in LA traffic, right? So this is the journey of the rider. It'll look something like this. The driver maybe looks something like they get a notification that they have a new rider. They drop off their old ride. They're happy about that, and then they discover it's at LAX. So they're probably not very happy, and then they wait in the queue for quite a long time until they finally pick up a rider with the code, and they're on their way. And so you can see there's a trending down in this general direction. Other drivers, maybe we want to look at other people in the environment. So perhaps a driver has to drop off another passenger or is driving a bus, and they're approaching LAX.
And this would just be like a regular layperson, right? They're not a rideshare driver. This is the problem that this new design was supposed to alleviate, is all the traffic, right?
All the traffic. So these are other drivers, traffic on the road. And so they know they're going to LAX. They're not feeling happy about it. And perhaps they are greeted coming into the airport, maybe with a little less traffic than they had before, but there's still quite a bit of traffic, still some long lines. LAX will tell you that they made this process much smoother for the other drivers, and they're on the way. So this was kind of the original design, was to alleviate traffic in general. So what we want to do is clearly identify the pain points. We can do that by marking red. And so there's several clear pain points around getting to this remote parking lot and then waiting in the queues. And we want to think about designing to these pain points
without sacrificing these high points, which was the intention of the new design. So this lets us now look at like the entire ecosystem of what's going on over time and figure out where do we want to zoom in. This helps us really define our problem, and now we're ready to start ideating.
Yeah, so whether you're arriving at LAX or you're deciding what to have for dinner, or you're looking at a way to roll out a new strategy in an organization, to onboard new employees, or just create more alignment in your team, you can use this tool to really understand the journey of the user.